All right, all right. Hi, everybody. How y'all doing? So I hope that this message or video finds you all in great health and great spirits and all of that. We know that there is still a lot going on in the world, and so I'm sending well wishes and prayers and all of those great things to you all, hoping that it finds you, it hugs you, it kisses you, it consoles you, it comforts you, and all of those good things. But this video today, this is about your journey is for you. Your journey being for you. And what made me think about that, you all, was I was in a shop, right? I was in a shop, and me and this lady, I can't say young lady, she the same age as me. Well, I am pretty young. But anyhow, so I was in a shop, and me and this lady got to talking. And she says, she was just telling me like where she came from. And I said, oh, I used to stay there. I moved there and ended up going to school out there. No, I said I moved there. And then once I moved there, I left because I had finished school. So I had moved here to great state of Tejas, Texas, right? Texas. So immediately when I said that, um, she says, oh, well, I made X, Y, and Z with money. I made hundreds of thousands of dollars with money and hundreds of $1,000s in money. And I never went to school, me and my family, and that's without an education, right? And so when she said it, I was thinking like, the old Renata Shante wanted to just kind of be like, ain't nobody asked you all that, right? But I was like, at this point in my life, there's a lot of things that I just don't take personal, right? Because if we're having a conversation and you present your journey to me, then that's your journey. Your journey and my journey and the next person's journey in the room and everybody in the room for that matter, our journeys are just going to be different, right? And so she proceeds to tell me how she's making six figures, seven figures, or what have you, and this is all without an education. And like I said, there's a piece of me that wanted to take that personal. Like, what are you saying? Am I supposed to feel bad about going to college and getting an education? Now, mind you, it seems sometimes when you talk about education, people feel like, okay, you graduated high school, you went to college, you got your 2 year degree, you got your 4 year degree, you got your you got your master's, you got your doctorate, all of those good old things, and those things are fine, right? But those are not the only routes to education. Some people graduate high school and go get a trade. Some people, because of different circumstances or whatever's going on in their world, they may not graduate high school the traditional way. Maybe they go and they get a GED. Maybe some people go to there's a lot of different programs out here. Maybe they go and they sit and they, take the proper tests and courses to finish high school a different way or finish their education a different way. And that's okay. Some people, once they're done with those, I'm grown, I'm done with school. Once they're, I'm 18 years old, whether I walk across the high school stage or whether I went to a program, once they finish, they're like, you know what, I'm not going to get a 4 year degree. I'm not going to get a 6 year degree. And that's their choice. But does that mean that they do not have an education? No. You have a lot of millionaires and billionaires out here that educated themselves differently, right? They went and, maybe they picked up a book, maybe they got a mentor, but they ended up finding a way to educate themselves about whatever it is that they're doing that made them those millions or those billions of dollars. You have a lot of entrepreneurs out here, whether they have a college degree or not, right? So you can obtain education in different ways. There's not always that traditional way, Right. But I want to talk about like your journey being your journey, because immediately when she said that, I had flashbacks of my own life. I was like, wait, hold up, right? I had flashbacks of my own life because I was like, you don't know. And my mind was just going like, okay, let me close this conversation down and go on about my business, right? Because my mind was like, you don't know what it took for me to go and get an education. When I went off to college, I didn't go in the traditional manner of, oh, you plan, you select your colleges. I did none of that. That's a whole nother story in itself. But I ended up being in college because I felt like I had no other place to go. And I had help. I had help getting into the college, in the sense of, oh, well, you didn't take your test. There's a different route for you to come through the doors. I had help filling out financial aid and doing all of those things that I did not know how to do, or that I was not taught how to do, right? But for me, it was like, what are you going to do? I had graduated high school. I had, long story, you all, that led up to all of this. But eventually I went into Job Corps, and from Job Corps, I got a phone call that said, hey, what are you doing with your life, man? Come on down here and go to college. And that's what happened. But there is a lot more of the in between parts that took place to even get there. Going off to college for me was the best thing that could have ever happened, because it gave me peace that I was lacking in my life due to things occurring early on in childhood. And it also gave me a roof over my head, and it gave me food to eat. So honestly, you all, I was trying to figure it out. But as this person sat in front of me, and based on her words, it was almost as if I should be dimming my light, because, oh man, I should throw you a pat on the back. I should shake your hand. I should hug you. Girl, you making 6, 7, 8 figures. You making hundreds. My video stopped. So it's like, okay, girl, you making 6, 8 figures. You making hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you didn't go to college. Hooray. Good job. Great for you. But I'm like, you don't know my story, right? You don't know the things that I had been through and what led me to going to college. What led me to going to college? I'll put it like this here. Going to college saved my life, saved my well-being, gave me a different perspective, and changed me as a person, right? But like I said, that's a whole nother story. The point is, our journeys are different. Because she and her family chose not to go to school, or whatever route they chose to take, kudos to you, sis. I am not judging. Hey, you're getting it the way you feel you need to get it, the way I got it, the way I felt like I needed to get it at the time, right? So another point I want to make, and I'm gonna look at my notes, so bear with me. I'm gonna look at my notes. Is that people take your journey personal, because from that moment on, the conversation kept going, but it was like this person needed to show me how good she was doing. This person needed to constantly tell me and talk about the dollars that were coming in, right? This person needed to talk about all of the business ventures they had, right? And sometimes sometimes a smile is all you need, right? Because in my mind, I'm like, I'm not going to allow you to pull me into this threshold, because like I said, our journeys are different. And one thing about it, yes, you have businesses. Yes, you say you're making a good income. Hey, you're winning. I'm happy for whoever's out there winning. But what makes you think that I'm not winning, or that, and I don't really like the terminology or the word winning, but what makes you think that I'm not doing well because I'm not proving to you that my route was better, right? There are sometimes when you get to a point there are some times where you come to a point in your life where you don't have to prove anything to anyone. The proof is in the pudding. The proof is in your own journey. You understood your assignment, your process. That's all that matters. Nothing else matters about what the next person says, because you're going to meet people that feel like because you didn't go the same route that they went, that you didn't get it the right way, or that you're not doing anything right. So as she's calling out these digits and things, in my mind I'm thinking, oh, okay, so do you want me to confirm whether or not I make what you make? Which I didn't do. I never will do. I don't discuss finances with people. I do if it's to inspire and encourage and things like that, because there's a lot of things that I can learn from people that are doing well, with their finances and with their journeys. I'm open to sharing because sharing is caring, all of that great stuff. But I am not open to trying to prove myself so that someone can compare their life to mine's, right? So people take your journey personal. My route and your route, two different ways. You got it how you got it. I got it how I got it. But one thing I can tell you is I did get it from the mud, baby. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. And I thank God daily for bringing me through, you know, my life, my personal journey, right? And then not only that, they don't understand your process. And it's okay. And that's what led me, as this person was talking, I was like, you know what? Ooh, I just want to throw it back out there. I want to bite you. I want to, growl at you and say, hold up, girl, wait a minute. But my process was not for her or anyone else to understand, right? So you don't have to explain yourself. You do not have to take another person's story and figure out, well, let me see where my pieces fit in so that you can see that we're one and the same. I, we're not. You're not one and the same with anyone, right? You may have walked down some paths that someone walked down. You all may have ended up on the same street, but how everything took place on that street, I can guarantee you was different in some kind of way. It's not going to all be the same. And you are wasting your time and your energy trying to get someone to understand your process so that they can feel a connection to you, or so that they can feel like, oh, okay, well, maybe she's not so bad since she went or he went, got, an education or obtained it differently. Like I said, there are multiple routes to education. Another thing is that, like I said, you don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to respond. And you don't have to feel like your way was the wrong way, right? Because I was sitting there thinking like, oh, so me going to college was the wrong way. Is that the problem? Is that the issue? You have some people that are out here that are entrepreneurs, and they're making, they're making incomes of $10,000 a month, $16,000 a month. But then you have some CEOs that love or enjoy what they do, and they're okay with getting their benefits, and they're making 10 and 15 and 20 and $30,000 a month. So you don't have to explain, how you got it. You don't have to explain what you make and how you match that person. A long time ago, I realized that my journey was mine, and I was grateful and I was appreciative of that journey, to the point where I was like, I don't have to explain that to anybody. I love the process that I went through. I love the grit that it took to get there. And I'm so forever grateful to the Most High, God, for making my road different, right? It seemed so hard, and it was hard, but I'm still grateful for that moment. And I realized there is power in being able to listen to someone and not feel like you have to mesh your dreams into their dreams so that everybody in the room could feel comfortable, right? And then share or not share. Either way is your choice. If someone's telling you their story, whether or not they're trying. So if someone is sharing their story with you, you can choose to share or you could choose not to share, right? But either way, it's up to you. Like I said, your journey is your journey. And sometimes you will have people that come along that try to make you feel like your journey was not as rough as theirs. Your journey was not as hard as theirs. I have friends who, really had a good life. They went the traditional route, meaning, guess what? They had a plan. Before they graduated high school, baby, they had a plan. They knew what school they were going to. They had completed the paperwork, and they did all of those things. And that was their journey. That was their way. That was not mine. But they don't make me feel bad about that moment. And I don't make them feel bad about having the resources and the tools available or the help they needed to get it the traditional way, if you will, right? So some people are going to come along and they're going to secretly feel some type of way about your journey, and they're going to try to put themselves, I don't want to say on a pedestal, but they're going to put themselves up there and to make you feel like, well, hey, I did not go that route and look at me. And baby, let me tell you something. You do not have to be responsive to that. You do not have to explain and say, oh, let me get you together. Matter of fact, it felt good not explaining, because I walked away knowing something very important. And that is, my journey made me one bold sister. And I'm loving the fact that I feel like I don't have to explain myself to anyone. Loving the fact that I try my best to live my life according to my own rules and the things that I've learned along the way. And I love interacting with people and getting to know people and learning their journeys. I do, so that I can learn something. I feel like I can take something and learn something from everyone, right? I've learned things from people people that were homeless by stopping and having a conversation with them because of the career field that I ended up in, right? I've learned something from, as my granddaddy used to say, the homeless man on the corner to the man sitting in the mansion. I've learned from everyone, right? But no matter what I've learned, the journey is all mine. It's all mine. The process, it's all mine, baby. And there ain't a soul that could ever come along to make me feel indifferent. And I hope that you out there feel the same way. If you're out there and you go and obtain your successes or your truth differently from somebody else, baby, that is okay. It is okay. And your way will make you stronger, stand in your own truth, and don't allow anyone else to make you feel like your way was different and try to dim your light because your routes or your journeys was different. So that's all I had to say. I got my coffee sitting up here, y'all, and so I'm about to drink this good old coffee because I've been fiending for coffee. So sad, but I've been fiending for coffee. I love coffee. You all are probably hearing outside the garbage truck coming around, so excuse the noise. If y'all hear dogs in the background, excuse them. But whatever you hear in my background, just excuse it, okay? But go out there, live your life, continue to live your life, enjoy your journey, enjoy your ride. No, you do not have to explain your process and your way to anyone. It is your journey is yours and yours alone, whatever that walk may look like. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out because my camera has been doing the most with shutting down, and I'm just constantly hitting restart. But yeah, your journey is yours, and I hope you feel powerful in it. I hope that it brings you great abundance, great wealth, great health, and just all of those things that your heart desires. Be blessed, you all. Love, 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 love. So many of you, all of you. I'm joking. I really do love everyone. But you all have a good day. All right. Bye-bye.